Hi guys, welcome to today's session. We're just carrying on with this pencil sketch, urban pencil sketch that we've been doing for the past few weeks, and we're doing pretty much the same thing that we were doing last week. So hopefully you've watched the previous video, and this is just a continuation of what we were up to. So I'm basically going to start working our way sort of across and up, and also down into the bottom here, trying to get pretty much a lay-in of most of the details that we need. We might not make it all the way today in this session, but we'll see how we go. So I'm going to keep building up places where these shadows maybe seem a little bit too light, and also definitely working up towards the fire escapes as well. So I'm trying not to go quite as detailed with these foreground elements and the street. So I want the focal point to be more sort of through this central area of the drawing. That little kind of drain cap there. I don't want to put tons though down into this road, so I'm not gonna, as I say, I'm not gonna put lots of detail into it, but I do want to kind of get a sense of how these cracks in the pavement are kind of traveling. I also really want to get this reflection in as well. This is a nice kind of little detail, this little puddle of water. Okay, so something like that, I think, pretty much captures that kind of shininess that we're looking for through that section. I'm also reasonably happy with the rest of these foreground elements. Maybe go a little bit darker with the sidewalk in shadow. Something like that I think is quite nice. We're going to be doing a final pass over everything ultimately anyway. And then from there I want to start working my way up and defining these sections of the fire escape, because they're also something which is definitely kind of the focal point of the piece. So it's important that they're quite crisp where they need to be, so they sort of project forward. So that's all right, I think, level of detail to go into. You can feel that that portion of the fire escape now projects forward a lot better than it did. By putting more contrast into it, that makes it feel like it's projecting forward more so. You don't have to put all of the kind of complex interlocking parts. You can kind of pick and choose which parts you want to focus on. And I also want to go kind of similar to the bit below. I want to go in and darken the car shadow behind as well. And softening out the sort of penumbra that it casts too. And you'll probably find the portions which are more sort of in perspective are a bit trickier to handle than the bits that aren't. So these sort of side sections, for instance, the railings. Yes, I'm pretty happy with how that's going. We've also got some more shadows kind of being cast by these bits onto the wall, which are all kind of nice, interesting things to work with. Certainly, I think the shadows are kind of the most interesting aspect overall. Then we've got, it's kind of unusual, the staircase handles. I'm actually going to simplify it a bit because it seems a bit sort of weird. So we're going to try to get to these lower sections of window. And work a little bit across here as well. Like it's not so complex this side because it's got that lighter wall. Next week we'll then be going in, doing sort of a final pass over these bits of the brick texture. Be trying to get them to sort of read a little bit better. got that window is very dark. And it's also like a little bit inset, so we've got this kind of embossed, indented sort of shadow. You can see that pops it back a bit. This one has the same thing, so we've got the frame, which we can paint in. It's a little bit more sort of hidden behind the ladder, so I'm not going to put quite as much detail into that one just because it's not going to read massively, like what's going on won't exactly read, but I will try to capture this kind of indented quality. Yeah, so I'm happy with how all that stuff's sort of sitting now. We're probably almost at a good point to stop for today. I'm going to go back in. I've kind of smudged out. I've sort of allowed my hands to smudge these little sections here and there. Kind of happens as you're working, but it can sometimes be useful for softening stuff out, and then you can go back and add a bit more clarity. Afterwards, so yeah, I'm going to go just work a tiny bit down this side, just this doorway I think, and probably the railings as well. So we've got these railings sort of project forward a bit. So that little bit of railing in place now, and then we just want to pop in. Again, I'm going to simplify it a little bit. So there's a lot of sections that we're sort of simplifying. So I just want to make this little kind of window doorway arch just a bit simpler. Mainly I need to kind of push its value back a bit, sort of the depth of it. Yeah, so something like that I'm pretty happy with, I think. We haven't quite sort of framed out the stone around it, but we'll do that in the next session. So it might be kind of like another couple of sessions, I think, on this piece. That's probably it for today. You can see it's sort of starting to come together, like it's popping out a bit more. These gradual layers of kind of layering over, putting sections of tone and adding clarity, popping things forward. Gradually we're going to grow this whole thing out, is our target. So yeah, that's it for today. As always, you can subscribe to our channel to watch all the upcoming videos from myself, other tutors and interviews and so on. And you can also click the link through to the website to see what sorts of paid courses and qualifications we offer at OCAD as well. So yeah, that's it for today, and I will see you guys soon.